seers so sharp that the enemy dare not meet his gaze.
My son proves worthy of royal descent.
Then why do his assaults have no effect?
The siege holds firm under his leadership. The enemy has made no sound for weeks.
I'm suspicious of this silence. Why have we not attacked?
The troops are gathering strength, my lord. Better not to trickle assaults away, but build reserves, so that out of the silence bursts an attack like the seething tigress.
My son is the very image of you. He plans and draws his plans ahead.
Thinking is the least that I expect. Any fool can claim to use his head, but what is the quality of these plans?
More fighting may not even be needed. Your son has done enough to win the war. Babylon offers peace.
Thank the gods.
You see, your brother comes round and meets defeat.
Peace! How dare he speak to me at all, let alone of peace?
His madness is relenting.
Not madness, but cold wickedness, which cannot excuse him.
Does my lord wish to read the letter?
I do not, but I will.
Juni gives him the letter. Ashurbanipal reads it silently.
As I thought, he does not beg for peace like the dying dog he is.
On the sixth day, the sun wore a halo, but cracked was its crown.
Split in the east, and all the rivers rose.
Enter silently Shehua Etirat, sister of Ashurbanipal. She stays in the corner and no one notices her arrival.
Mass stopped on the 15th. The war got stopped and the scorpions slain.
Approaching the monster, head to head, but 2 days later, passed away west.
The 18th night was overcast. At the end of the watch, lightning flashed. It split the clouds and the scales fell.
The moon was clothed in a halo, and Venus stood in its glow.
On the 21st, rainbows were seen. Broken colours streaked the east.
And at thunder, the winds gusted across the face of the sky with haze.
And when its expression brightened, the two gods were seen together.
Shamash and Sheen were seen together. Shamash blazed a halo, and Jupiter stood in its glow.
1 shekel fetches 9 bushels of barley, and sesame sells at only 4 ka.
Silver soars with the evening star.
Such a sequence of nights is rarely seen.
The omens, called Enuma Anu Enlil, I have studied and interpreted thus. The solar halo glowing on the 6th is the protection of the god Shamash, who is the planet and source of the glare. The god of justice enveloped the king until now, for the corona is cracked. This signifies a break in his protection, and the king can no longer count on it. Your terrifying aura has stretched too far. Do not dilute your power by spreading thin, but draw back, heal the split before it deepens. This is from the 22nd time.
The other halo must be weighed with this. At the month's end, Jupiter stood in its glow.
Jupiter stands for the king. The king himself will fill the space.
This means the king will stand once more in favor if he obeys the sky's instructions.
But Venus stood in the glow of the moon. This is a bad one.
It is good, my lord. No eclipses occur. The goddess Ishtar spares her wrath.
It is a bad, my lord, but can be averted. We will perform the ritual.
And what do you make of the flashing storm?
The crops will be thankful, Asher will be fed.
Or utterly drowned, as the lament said.
All is well with the crops, my lord. Our fields are unharmed by this recent space.
The markets must be closed at once to bring prices under control. Send for grain from the northwest river. Divert supplies to Ashur and Nineveh. An influx while the markets pause will restore their health, bringing down their soaring fever. This is the most urgent. Do it at once.
Yes, my lord.
Exit one of the chorus members.
As for the lamentations one priest mentioned, the mighty flood which drowns the harvest is a name of Nergal, god of war. If the king is concerned for the markets, he should pay attention to this god's business. The heavenly body of Nergal, Mars, moved away from the scorpion after standing 2 days in its radiance. So too should the king leave Babylon after 2 years in its circumference.
He
Drowns the harvest of Babylon in the flood of your troops. He drowns the harvest with Babylonian blood.
If he drowns my harvest, it must be because I do him insufficient honour. because our weapons have not made him proud.
The lamentations to the gods of war are performed in his temple daily. If he is angry, we are doing all we can to appease him.
I tell you then, the only coherent interpretation of the gods' heavenly writing. The halo around the sun stands for siege, the crack in its crown, an eastern breach in the walls, and east is where the broken rainbow falls, showing us where to aim. Thus, in the east we must attack, and will break through at last.
It is not in the series, my lord, that a corona equals a boundary. A halo is the god's protection.
Then my words make more sense still. The protection pertains to the king of Babylon, where all these omens were first compiled. And if you seek more proof still, look back to the verbs in ancient scholarly texts. Lists where the word to encircle is used of halos and cities, demons and storms, but never of a god's protection, even in Enuma Anu Enlil.
And none of you has mentioned Mercury, the planet of Nabu of Babylon. The god disappeared on the auspicious night. On the auspicious night, he threw himself into oblivion, while the moon was in triumphant blaze, the planet of our grandfather.
Sennacherib the Great.
Just as the merciless Sennacherib triumphed over Babylon and turned it to salty marsh where nothing more can grow, so will my brother conquer and bring down our treacherous sibling with Ishtar's arrows.
Tell my brother the terms remain the same.
As the king wishes.
Executed.
May we return to begin the watch, my lord?
Yes, return to the temple.
Meet a strange and unnecessary sister. The last unexpectedly sent to me.
Things have changed in Syria lately,
You say our brother is not strong,
and we'll see no physicians.
just like our father.
Will not admit it.
If the gods are punishing him, there's no sign of it here. We're exhausted, nearly at our end.
He's the same.